Alright, so here we go with GameBehemoth again, and we're going to do a little bit of Dota hero strategy here. So, I mean, you know, Sven is a good hero, obviously, with the whole God String thing. I think it's kind of underrated, and you see him picked up a lot as like a second string, like number 4, number 5 kind of pick, like 3 to 5. I think I'm maybe doing a Sven in safe lane here. Am I doing mid? Kind of pushing the silencer out of mid. You know, silencers love mid, but the thing is, I don't know. A lot of mid heroes really don't need mid lane to be effective, and there's this certain stigma like, oh, you know, Pudge or Invoker or Silencer, or like TA, they need to get level 6 as quickly as possible so they can fucking gank and shit. Well, I mean, yes, if you're playing fucking TI4, then maybe they need to get level 6 as quickly as possible and gank. I don't really know. But, you know, you can also focus on a different aspect of the game than that. You can focus on the aspect of simply, you know, farming up your carry, making sure that they receive the certain items that they need. And, you know, while the enemy, they can take your fucking towers, like, all game long. I mean, they can take our tier 1 towers, you know, take our tier 2s, but if they don't take the throne, and we just out-farm them, and outplay them, and out-carry them, then there really is no point to that, is there? So, I mean, you're playing like a 30-minute game for nothing, if you're playing some kind of, like, just, like a faggot, like, full support. I'm going to rely upon the carry of my team to completely fucking carry this game and make me win. Well, jackass, you know, you can have all the awards and all the fucking vision that you want, and it's great, we have vision on the runes right now, and that's brilliant, but you know, that costs 200 gold. So I'm sitting here fucking farming my ass off, trying really fucking hard, just to get, you know, a few hundred gold from these creep waves at any time. And you know, the more gold you spend on wards and shit, the less gold you're going to have to fucking buy real items that give you like fucking stats and damage and fucking move speed and everything you need to fucking win the game, right? So what we'll see in this game is that Sven basically out carries all of their heroes. You know, they have this Faceless Void, and he's over here in the tri lane, very typical meta bullshit. You go to tri lane with a fucking Shadow Shaman, just, you know, to supervise Void here, and the Jakiro is over here, like, just pulling their jungle and shit, trying to, like, double stack, double pull, whatever. And we haven't warded it, but that's fine. You know, it's not going to be that effective for them in this game. In a professional scene, you might want to look out for, you definitely want to ward their creep camp for one thing, because you don't want the enemy team fucking stacking and pulling like this. As you can see, he stacked the fucking creep camp, pulled the creeps from the lane. It's just gonna make it easier for his Void to farm our creeps at the tower. But over here in our safe lane, we kind of have the same thing going on. Rather than stacking and pulling the lane, our Darkseer is just creeping the neutrals. So that's also fine, because once again, this Darkseer is going to have levels and experience from creeping these neutrals, and the enemy team is not going to be able to fuck with him, right? And meanwhile, I'm still basically just getting free farm here in the lane, denying and last hitting. The Bane over here actually playing a really solid support role, so for a mischievous pug, I guess he's actually quite good. What is Darkseer? He's like the worst offlaner in the world, because, I mean, the whole point of offlane, and look, once again, the enemy team gets first blood over here, it doesn't even matter. Okay, first blood doesn't matter. I will tell this to you people, so that you don't get upset in your Dota games, and think that like, oh no, like our team gave first blood, we've lost. No, it doesn't fucking matter, because there's people like me who are just going to carry the fucking game, regardless of the fact of that. So, you know, we have the Kingslayer. He thinks he's the fucking Slayer of Kings, but he's not, because I'm the Hunter of Wolves and the Slayer of Kings. Alright? So you'll see this as the game goes on. He's got the double damage there. What is Darkseer going to do with double damage? Like fucking nothing. and our Lycan just continues to jungle. So we have kind of a nice, like a dual lane here in the off lane. I mean, in the safe lane, and then Mirana solo off lane, which is typical. And their Void could be farming really well right now. It looks like he has about 20 last hits for 4 minutes. It's difficult to get more than 5 last hits per minute. If the enemy team is griefing you, if they're not griefing you, then you should be able to easily pull 6, 7, maybe even 8 last hits per minute just from simply last hitting every single creep in the lane. And you shouldn't have a problem getting every single creep if your team is supporting you, and if you know, the enemy team is not griefing you, harassing, denying, etc. So it was really kind of a low tempo right here, but I'm actually diving right now. Yeah, there we go. Diving to kill that Darkseer, and he wasn't prepared for that. The whole like Stormbolt with the Bane follow up there. He didn't expect it, and you know, that's the hell of running a solo offlane hero, especially someone like Darkseer, who's very much kind of about, like, I want to say like an independent lane control, and not so much about actually outlaning the enemy heroes. Because I mean, to win the game, you have to outlane the enemy heroes, or kill them mid game. Because mid game is the most important time when it comes into like the gold and experience gains you get from the kills, time that you lose from dying, and etc. It only gets worse as the game goes on, and so these early kills really don't matter very much. You know, their tri-lane is being kind of effective here against Mirana, but you see their Void isn't even farming. He's just sitting there doing nothing. So it's a waste of time for them. And I'm you know, the Sven here, I mean, you all have seen a Sven with like a BKB and a Mask of Madness. It's all you really need. And with the God Strength, you just cleave the shit out of the enemy team without even trying. So this game, I'm gonna go for Mask of Madness BKB power treads, obviously, and then also try to get a Daedalus in there for the critical strike, just to increase the pressure, because you know, in Dota, most numerical modifiers like critical strike, evasion, the Maelstrom proc, and shit like that, they're pseudo-random. So that means they're not completely random, but the chance of them occurring actually increases the more that you go on, which is kind of like from like a layman's perspective, what you would expect of any kind of probability is like, oh, you flip a coin, you know, 3 times and it's heads, you flip it the 4th time, it's going to be tails because it's more likely. It's not fucking more likely, is it? It's just still 50% chance. Except in Dota, because it's pseudo-random, so the more time you go without a critical, the more likely it is you're going to crit them and just deal, you know, 1,000 damage with God Strength here. You're just the bonus damage. You're going to get up to like 500 hit a swing, and then the Chrysalis or Daedalus critical strike for like 2 times damage is going to give you 1,000 just in one swing on an enemy hero. And not to mention the 65% cleave. It's really going to rape their team. In fact, you'll see here in a bit, I'll actually kill 4 heroes at the same time with 1 swing and 1 critical strike. So, you know, just be ready for that and look forward to it. Right now, you know, one of the benefits of being Sven is that in addition to this nice armor buff you get, you just sit there and creep the enemies, but you also have cleaving attack and you can throw stormbolts. You know, I tend to tech a bottle, and I'll maybe go Sven mid and like tech a bottle so that when you come into the jungle, you can throw this Stormbolt for 325 damage to these enemy creeps and just fucking burst them and then cleave them with your regular attack. It's a very efficient way of farming and getting GPM. I've actually gotten 1,000 GPM. That's because I'm leaning into the mic. That's my bad. I've gotten 1,000 GPM with Sven before in ranked games. And normally you would think you don't get 1,000 gold per minute on any hero. It's unprecedented unless you're maybe Phantom Lancer or Alchemist or something like that. But I've actually done it with Sven simply because not only is he very effective at just cleaving the shit out of neutral creeps, and lane creeps and just killing them, but he is also just as effective at killing fucking heroes too. So there you go, every hero is worth 250 gold, you fucking god strength, and you kill a hero in like 2 hits. There's your 1000 GPM right there. But you know, you have to be really on top of your safe game, because the more you die, obviously, the more difficult it's going to be for you to keep up a gold per minute. So right now, their Faceless Void actually doing really well in the offlane here. I mean, in their safe lane, or heaven, if the case will be. And this FV, you know, he comes at me later in the game, obviously, as carry versus carry and everything, but he simply can't out-carry Sven, because Sven's, for one thing, he's a strength hero. For two, he has an extremely high innate armor. You see this Void has a 6 base armor here. I actually have 6.4 base armor, but Void is an agility hero. And the agility gives you more armor for your base stats than strength does. You see that nice arrow right there. See, it's good to have good teammates, because it really improves the quality of the game for you, or when you're not fighting an uphill battle. And so for me, it's going to be very, very easy. You see with the Mask of Madness, just cleaving the shit out of these jungle creeps, and just really keeping up my GPM here. Some people might insist that like maybe you should get a Midas or something if you want a hard carry. But the thing is, Sven isn't really a hard carry hero at all. He's kind of a semi-carry because he's not even very item dependent, because when you use your skills, they're almost enough to kill the enemy heroes and take their towers as well, just outright. And you won't have a problem doing that. With the amount of fucking bonus damage he gets and the cleave and everything, it's really rudimentary. So we see right here, you know, these lanes are very stable. It looks like, where's their Faceless Void? Their Faceless is rotated mid right now because he's not getting the CS that he wants. He only has 50 last hits at 11 minutes. So, I mean, I don't know, that's not terrible. You know, Mask of Madness and Treads at 11 minutes is pretty much average. This is the best you could hope for in a competitive game. Now, in a less competitive game, you could definitely expect to see like a 10-minute Battle Fury or something like that on the Faceless Void. But in this game, that's not going to happen, just because even though our Mirana was like offlane solo against their Void, he wasn't able to pick up the farm he wanted. Probably isn't just that very good at last hitting in general. I mean, he doesn't have much of a cosmetic swag on his hero either, so they're gonna pick off this bottom tower here. And that's fine, because, you know, these towers, they're worth 250 gold for the person, yeah, 264. The person that killed them, the bonus. It won't matter though. Nice. Well, that Void just picked up a lot of farm, but once again, it's not going to matter this game, because I'm going to out-carry them. These towers, it's just, they don't have backdoor protection, for one thing. Tier 1 towers don't get backdoor protection. And so, by the time you get into a 20 or 30 minute game, if you have any kind of farm on your main hero, you're just going to walk up to the tower and fucking take it anytime you want. So there really isn't much of a point in defending them. Strategically speaking, it allows them to get a bit of map control and have like vision and stuff. But you know, the positive benefit of losing your tower early is that it actually allows the creeps to move closer to your base and like gravitate closer to you for the purposes of farming. I'll always tell people this, and they generally complain to me and say I'm some kind of fucking noob. Oh, what, are you just going to give all your towers away? Well, no, I'm not going to give the fucking towers away, but if it means that I won't give the enemy team free hero kills and free experience and gold from killing heroes, then yes, I'll just give the tower up. Like, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't. Because they can't take the throne, you'll outfarm them mid-late game, and you know, it's really about how you outplay. And the tier 1 towers do not factor in to the overall play of a game. hardly at all. I mean, past a few minutes, those towers doing nothing for you. The amount of damage they would do to like a defending hero is really, really insubstantial and rudimentary. Let's see if we can even click on one here. This tower has 110 right click, but that's before even applying any kind of armor reduction or anything at all. So if you look at our bane elements, he only has 6 armor, but it's a physical damage resistance of 26%, which means that tower is only going to do about 80 some damage to him every click, and you see he has over like 800 hit points, so it's like less than 10% of his hit bar just for a tower attacking him tier 1. And you know, like I said, they don't have backdoor, and they're going to go down. So you really have to prioritize second tier towers and a late game third tier base defense much more so. You know, I understand that the towers give you gold, and yes, they do give the enemy team like 1,000 gold, but you have to understand that's split between like 5 heroes. So it's really not 1,000 gold, is it? It's just like 200 gold per fucking hero, and that's not very much. That's like 2 creep waves, and if you kill them, they'll lose the gold, and it doesn't matter. So they really think they have something right here. They're actually really confident in their ability to push and take this tier 2 right now. We really can't defend it. As you can see, we didn't bother to defend it because it doesn't matter. Because we're still going to outcarry them. We're still going to win this game. You see right now I have just a Mask of Madness, and the Chrysalis is enough to critical strike for about 1,000 damage, and having less than 1 second per attack. So my attack speed right now is 169. When I activate the Mask of Madness, it will be 279 instead of 169, which adds plus 110 attack speed. Oh, it's actually only 100 attack speed now. They nerfed this recently. But anyway, 100 attack speed, so 700. That Kunkka though. They were so confident. They came over here. They're creeping on neutral creeps. They're in our fucking territory here, and they really think that they have this game won just because they have Shadow Shaman with his little wards and the Faceless Void to carry them. But what they'll find out really quickly is that Faceless Void simply cannot outcarry Sven. You would have to have much better farm than my hero in order to outcarry him. And it's not going to happen for them because I got free farm most of the game in my lane, in the safe lane. So a lot of people will run Sven as a kind of like, wow, that Mirana just fed herself so badly. But a lot of people run Sven as more of a support hero. It's foolish. It's a waste of the hero's natural ability. Oh, he was kind of late to activate that Mask of Madness. He's not going to get this kill on Lycan at all. He should have just done it from the beginning. It would have been fine for him. No, but anyway, people consider Sven as like a support or a semi-carry because he's not item dependent. Well, the thing is, you don't have to be item dependent to get a fucking benefit from items, do you? Because every single hero in the game benefits from stats, and they benefit from fucking attack speed and attack damage and right click and, you know, proximity attacks like fucking Bash and MKB and Maelstrom and shit like that. So for instance, if this silencer had built a Maelstrom right now, instead of these 2 null talismans and a staff of wizardry, it's definitely enough gold between all of that. He could have made just a fucking Maelstrom, and he would actually have more attack speed and a chance to fucking proc them for his thing. And you know, he would have less of a mana pool, but it's not going to matter against their team because you're only going to cast your first cooldown of spells the first time you cast it. Yeah, see, he casts 1 spell, and then Void's gonna run in and chrono him and kill him in 1 shot. So the amount of mana pool you have doesn't really matter. What matters a lot more is the amount of burst damage that you can output, and also your sustainability. the sustainability of having stats on your hero, having hit points. You see, Bane here has a very even stat progression. It's a 39 in every single point for him because it's even, and he has 800 hit points as compared to the Silencer. Or for instance, it's Mirana, who only has 800 hit points. She doesn't have any strength stats. She's 36 plus 1. And is actually out-leveling this Bane by several levels as well, so... anyway... Right, we're taking Roshan right now. I should have mentioned this earlier. But, I mean, a Lycanthrope obviously can take Roshan before 20 minutes. He's going to do that every game, so you might as well have not only the Roche Pit warded, because he's going to smoke in there as well. So it doesn't help just to have observer wards at the Roshan. You actually either need to have, like, observers inside the pit to see what he's doing, or have like a sentry set up to see the invisibility from the smoke gang when he goes into Roshan. And so you see right here the damage plus from Godstring gives me over 300 damage here. Or sorry, not quite 300 damage, but that's still quite a lot. For a right click, you see I get all of these last hits, all of these creeps. The gold is all mine, and meanwhile their Faceless Void is just not farming anywhere nearly as effectively for their side, and they expect him to solo carry, or maybe for like Kunkka to pick up like a semi-carry role here. It's typical for Kunkka to build like a Battle Fury, which I don't know why any Kunkka would build Battle Fury for one thing, and then like a Daedalus or something. I guess because it gives you a bit of splash, and that splash is nice, but you know, Sven splash damage is 65% for every single attack. And he also has God Strength. So, I mean, compare that right click of, you know, 300, 400 damage from Sven with 65% cleave. Compare that to, like, Tidebringer over here, which is just, plus 60 damage in a 600 radius. It's basically the same cleave range as Sven's, except that it happens every single attack instead of just once every 6 seconds. There's some bonus damage there. Because like I said, the bonus damage for Sven doesn't come from his abilities, it comes from his ultimate, the God Strength. And so you see over here, I'm going to creep the enemy's neutral creeps, because not only do I like to suppress their farm, but also, if I creep these and then back, it just clears up more farm on the map from my heroes if they want to go jungle, or if I want to go jungle, or creep my own neutral creeps after that. It won't be a problem because, you know, we were just taking the enemies in their base. So right now we're actually closing in on like nearly the end of this game here, and it's funny because no one actually sees it coming. Like, the enemy team has no idea that they're getting super out-carried right now. I mean, we're ahead in kills by a little bit, but a 5-kill margin is not very significant in public games because you can easily overcome that. Although, in many senses, I guess any kind of kill margin is kind of telling, in the sense that it dictates that our team is probably just better and is probably just going to win and continue to win throughout the course of the game. But I mean, they have a nice late game. They have the push of Shadow Shaman combined with the team fight of Void and his Chrono. They can, you know, if Void is well farmed here, they could easily take out our carry and then, you know, go ahead and push with that while Lycan was trying to split or something. But there's simply no way that Faceless Void can take out Sven and Lycan in the same Chrono. So regardless of, you know, who he focuses, he might focus Bane, he might focus Silencer. If he focuses our carries, then our supports are just going to sit there and crowd control him with like a feed strip. So it's a very fortuitous Chrono for him right here. He actually picked up kind of like a double kill off of that Chrono. Once again, it's not going to matter for them because, as you can see, just the amount of gold, I'm just fucking like 200 gold there, just everywhere. This Sven is just all over the map. And right now 3-1. By the end of this game, I will have died like a few more times, but just picking up like an unprecedented amount of kills just simply from right clicking. And you know, the thing about Dota is that people insist. Oh, their Jakiro disconnected. People insist that that hard carry heroes are bad, right? They say, oh, you know, like only noobs play hard carry because you just farm items and you win. Well, that's the fucking name of the game, isn't it? I mean, you can draft all of the early game push shit you want, and it's not going to matter if you can't confirm the enemy's throne. You have to take the throne, and look at the amount of buildings that are between here and the throne. Like, the only way to deal with this amount of hit points is just to simply right click them and to have several hundred fucking damage on your right click at any given time. That's why I'll usually rush a rapier in my games. And as Sven is one of the few heroes that I will not build a rapier on because he actually doesn't need it, because he gets so much of a damage buff from his ultimate already that he actually doesn't need like any kind of break. Like, oh, the void might kill me here. It's interesting, yeah. He would. Oh, what was that? I just right clicked him and he exploded because he had the Master of Madness up. It causes you to take additional damage. And you see just a triple kill with red line hit points. I want to go back and watch this again because it completely demonstrates my point of how the game doesn't really benefit a lot of like fancy schmancy, oh, here's a spell and here's a fucking kiting. What the game benefits is this: you right click on the fucking enemy hero and they die in 3 hits because you deal several hundred fucking damage. We have the lycanthrope here, and he has his howl ability as well, adding damage to our team. But so what's gonna happen here? They're trying to initiate us, and you know, the Darkseer comes in. I throw the bolt on Shadow Shaman, and it's really far away, and the Void comes to get me here. He's got the fucking Ion Shell and everything, but look at Lycan just rape his hit points. Lycan just right-clicked on him, and he has just under 200 damage, but he also has like a critical strike and shit as well. And you see, I'm dealing well over 300 damage here, almost nearly 400 damage a hit, and the Darkseer can't even contest at 4 hit points. I just fucking kill him. So it's kind of a game for them. I think they just now realized this because their whole team died in this engagement. Then they gave me like an ultra kill and everything. There's really no way for them to contest this. I heard the sound of casting spells here, and so I ran away to make sure that I didn't get crowd controlled by his stuns and shit. But he won't engage us while me and Lycan are here together because there's simply no way. I mean, they would take at least 4 heroes for them to defeat just our 2 carries, and then we also have the Mirana, the Silencer, and the Bane over here. You know, just doing their thing, kind of. They're not even really involved in the game right now because they're very much like back in the fucking lane aspect of it. And so here we see Lycanthrope about to encounter the enemy team, and Silencer actually silencing them. Void won't be able to Chronosphere, and Lycan will just simply run away at 500 move speed. Even getting X marks the spot. These guys, yeah, this Void wants to pick off our Bane Elemental, but you know, it's good for them. It's nice. It is. You know, this guy Farthing, he's not a slouch. I have a lot of respect for this player, because he did kill me several times throughout the game. And I mean, you know, Faceless Void, what can you really say? Like, he's going to kill you because he fucking has Chronosphere, and especially if your team's supporting it. But they haven't made very effective use of the Chrono for a team fight, for one thing. And just in general, I guess, I don't know, you know, like, they're kind of playing the game, but they're kind of not. Like, like just all of the heroes are doing nothing right now. They're just not even doing anything. Meanwhile, I'm over here with Guzzling just fucking up that tower and shit. And yeah, like I was so ready. This hero canceled his portal scroll because he didn't want to get fucking 3-shotted by me. Because yeah, here we go. One. He's gonna back. That's too bad. I really wanted to show you the power of Sven right there, because as you can see, over a third of his health bar is gone simply from a single stroke. But you see Void coming in here and killing me from behind. It's not difficult for Void to single out a target because he does have the time lock and everything. He can kind of, like fuck a single hero pretty badly. Which is, I guess, part of the reason why they're still sort of in the game here and kind of hanging on. But like, they're all 5 heroes to a lane, and they're not going to push our racks. So there's no reason for those 5 heroes to be there, splitting farm and experience gain and everything. I mean, the Void is farming, but he doesn't. Even with the dataless at 30 minutes, you see how long it takes him to creep these neutrals. It is not very effective. Meanwhile, our team creeping neutrals as well, but I mean, Sven could easily kill all of these creeps with just a few right clicks, and not even without the God Strength buff up. But just so, I mean, this Void is probably. I'm not going to say that he should have like rushed Battle Fury, and that's sort of a typical meta build for him. But the Battle Fury is nice because you don't have to spend as much time on neutral creeps. If you walk through the jungle, you just cleave everything to death really quickly. And so that's one of the benefits of playing Sven, and it's one of the reasons why I'm able to actually get like almost 1,000 gold per minute with this hero. It's just because of this great cleave, the 65%. And it's also a really nice radius. 300 is actually larger than the regular Battle Fury cleave, which I think is like 250 or something. So what's going to happen here? They're all going to push bottom. As you can see, they're kind of staging for bottom right now, and they're all going to push. Oh, they might even kill me now. And then they're going to be in our base here. 70 seconds later. I'll go ahead and fast forward for you a little bit at 2 times speed. And I think that's funny. But they're going to come in and take our base. And right as they take the tower, they'll commit to an initiation. You see, they're killing our supports here. The supports, or once again, they don't matter much when a single hero can literally kill off like your entire team with a single strike of a critical damage and a cleaving attack. So you see that they're kind of getting distracted. They really should have focused these racks instead of chasing these heroes, because right now I'm going to come back and just completely annihilate their team. You see, right now I actually have Tranquil Boots in addition to my Tower Tread, plus 10 loose from that. And they all come to me and just ultra kill. 4 heroes died right then. He shorted his time walk. That was only like a 700-900 range on my time walk, giving me a rampage against their team. So it's pretty much over at this point. As you can tell, with having over like almost a 500 right click, you're just going to decimate everything. And so this Roshan right now is going to be ours. I only had these Tranquil Boosts just because even with losing the 30 move speed, I actually sold those just now, you still have plus 10 on top of what you had before. And so I figured that would be effective in chasing down some of the heroes like Darkseer and Void. They're very mobile heroes. They're going to want to kite you really effectively. But this is the beginning of the end for them, for sure. And so, I mean, you can kind of see here there's not much going on the map because we're just really preparing to do like some endgame push here. And this is longer than I would like, because I would like for all of my games to end around 30 minutes. And we could have ended this game at 30 minutes, but as you're going to see, my team will not commit to like a push or anything. So I'm gonna speed this up for you here really quickly. You know, there's one game I actually built 4 Divine Rapiers on Sven because my team refused to finish and push, and I wish I had that replay save because it's kind of funny to see Sven with 4 rapiers critting for like 10,000 damage, because once again that's kind of unprecedented in a normal game. But it's just, I mean, anything could happen when your team's trolling, so let's hopefully just rush mid here real quick, kill the entire enemy team. They're going to initiate here on the silencer, but it's not going to matter for them. Look at the right click. Did you see his entire health bar with that? Look at their health bars. They have nothing. They literally die in like a hit and a half, not even 2 hits for their heroes. So here we go. This is in game right now, and you know, if you want to play Sven, you don't need to follow this kind of a build, but it's pretty fucking apropos that you would just build a BKB and Critical Strike and Mask of Madness on him, just because of God's strength. It's all about the right click. It's all about just getting to the enemy heroes and, you know, stunning them once with Stormhammer, and then just hitting them 2 or 3 times to confirm the kill when you have that much damage. So Sven is definitely one of my most favorite heroes. I actually use this hero in my profile, and I love this set. I love the Dota Cinema Sword of Warrior's Retribution he has. It's very stylish, as well as the Commander's Helmet with Flame Guard there, and just other things. The whole shield on the back aspect. So you see right here, just keep Chronos. This Void wants so badly to outcarry, and he really hurt me. But I have the Aegis, and he cannot fuck with Lycan. Lycan's just too strong for him, and I activate God Strength, and I really just want to see one of their heroes evaporate from the fucking right click critical, but it's not going to happen because they're also very shrewd. There we go. Yeah. I mean, just wrecking. Like, I mean, how can you even begin to want to play a hero like Shadow Shaman when you can play a hero like Sven and just melt them? But so they killed me here. I'm gonna speed this up once again, to about 4 times. If you look at the minimap, not much going on, just really typical lane shit. There, boy. Oh, coming up here. Hold on, wait. Let's just go back. Let's just go back just a little bit. Oh, not quite that much. Cause I at least want you to see this triple kill. Just as soon as I respawn here and run out onto the map, they've already engaged us here. And the Void wants for Chronos, but you see he got hit by an arrow there, so it just completely negated his ultimate ability, and then he's backtracking the damage. But the first 2 strikes that went through just melted his hit bar. So that's another ultra kill for Sven. Their Jakiro is actually in base, just sitting at the fountain. Otherwise, it probably could have been a rampage. So, you know what I'm saying? I mean, this is, if you want to win a game, you should play heroes like this. You shouldn't be like, oh, I'm going to support the game by buying wards and spending all my fucking money on consumable items. Because I'm such a support player, right? I just love fucking supporting people, except that your hero is just the same 3 stats: strength, agility, and intelligence. And no matter how fucking well they support at this point, I'm just going to kill their entire team with God Strength. So, looking into hero strategy for this hero, You see, I have a Heaven's Halberd and also a Heart of Tarrasque now, because I picked those up in like the last 10 or 20 15 minutes of the game. So the Halberd simply allows you to completely mitigate a Void's ultimate by stopping him from attacking for several seconds. It's not good if he doesn't catch you in that. And then obviously the Heart for Sven. You know, God Strength is actually based upon primary attribute only. Look how he baited the Marauder into the corner there, and was actually able to pick off our Bane Elemental, but it won't matter for him. Even on Marauder can kind of out-carry him now because he has a Desolator. You see, their Shaman started to grip me there with the Shackle, and immediately got silenced by Silencer. Just wait for the critical strike, just wait for it. It looks like he backtracked it, honestly. It's a little lucky there. You can't fuck with random number generation, right? But if you look, all of their barracks are gone, so this is now ultra creeps for us, and we're just pressuring them into a loss at this point. Let's see, what can I review here? You know, once again, the power of Sven and the ability to out-carry a typical carry hero is really hinging upon your team fight, because you have to get in there, you have to get in and right-click, and a lot of people don't like that. They don't like having to be so intimate and like visceral with like the enemy team, with your hero and everything, to actually like confirm the kills. They would rather kite around and just throw spells at, like from a fucking range, so that there really is no sense of risk there. If you just see, look how fast the Gaussian just melts that throne. Almost 800 damage on my clicks right now, and they're all just wasting their spells on me. It doesn't even matter. It doesn't matter at all, because it's a strength hero, and strength heroes have the strength to carry on. And so we can see this game very much being won on a matter of a gold per minute and also experience per minute. Their Faceless Void is easily like 200 below me in both of those ratings. And you know, Faceless Void is definitely usually regarded as one of the best late game carries. But you know, if you can't confirm the kill in Chrono, and then the enemy hero just two-shots you, it's completely worthless. So, you know, that's kind of why I like Sven. That's kind of why he's one of my most favorite heroes. In fact, he's definitely my most played, probably overall in Dota 2. So, you know, if you like this, please like and subscribe, and we'll have more hero strategy. Hopefully not all just hard carry. I know I really like to play hard carry heroes, and there's definitely a lot of people who would like to see more of a support. You know, if I could play like a Crystal Maiden or something like that for you guys, I would love that. I'm going to play gold per minute heroes, and I'm going to play heroes that can completely manhandle the enemy team 1v5. You know, unless the enemy team just picks all carry, because no one does that, and everyone thinks it's really taboo, but it's not. You know, carry is the nature of the game, for one thing, and this really is just a Warcraft 3 custom map that became very popular. So if you played Warcraft 3, you know that the nature of the game is just to have as much fucking right-click, attack speed, damage output as possible, to out-carry massive, endless waves of shit. And so that's what we're trying to do. And that's the type of playstyle that I'm trying to promote in Dota 2, so that you understand it's not just about wards, it's not just about having vision and seeing the enemy heroes, it's about fucking killing them and right-clicking on them and making their fucking hit bars explode. So if you like that, and if you want to see more of that, just please continue to watch my YouTube videos, and I'll guarantee that for you. Until next time, right?